Literally shot, dude. Thank you.
We'll be right for you. Alright, so almond bites.
Oh, excuse me.
And your avocado toast.
All right, thank you.
Have a
All right,
good day.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you only tip on paydays. Relax. I ain't got no loose change. Not this week. Not at $5 per gallon. I saw somewhere.
I saw 529.
Exactly.
It's 529 down there, dude, where I'm at.
Dude, you know what I did yesterday? Instead of leaving at 11:30, I left at 11. Why? So I can take my ass all the way over to Hoover and get gas.
I mean, people gonna be making moves like that if they got the choice between they know where the gas at and shit like that. Cause that's
I
crazy.
had to do that because when I was coming in town, I'm like, I'm glad my spirit told me leave a half hour early. I really left 15 minutes because you know that I got to build up to that routine because you know that's damn near 2 hours. I ain't got to be at work till 1. I'm leaving at 11 o'clock. Went and got gas, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, had an hour to get to work because I pretty much got, you know, usually when I leave 11:30, I'm at Hall Road at 12. I was at Hoover Road at 12. You know what I'm saying? Further distance. Already in town at 12 o'clock. Like, I'm pulling up on the exit at 12.
Do you be seeing white people now starting to look like them people that be on fucking Supernatural? Their eyes.
Nigga. What you talking about? What, it turns black?
Where they be looking black, or they has a solid color.
Yeah, like it turns, well, you know, there's some people tattoo their shit like that. There's some of them walking around here with their shit tattooed like that. Which, to me, when I first heard that, was like, why would someone tattoo their eyes black? And then you think about it, it's so the other motherfuckers can walk around here freely. I'm not saying everybody's eyes tattooed black.
Talking about their pupils?
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Can you really put a needle to your eyeball like that?
And put ink in that shit. It's a thing. Looking that shit up and looking into it, and, you know, because you know, they say there's babies who are born with those dark eyes like that. They say there's a tribe of babies like that.
Crackers?
Oh yeah, they're definitely white folks. But they're born with black eyes. And it's a phenomenon, and people don't know what the fuck going on. But I'm like, bitch, y'all know what the fuck going on. Y'all always like to play dumb. It's like that playing dumb shit don't work no more. You're not defined by time, so that shit you was doing back in 1950 don't work in 2022. Shit don't work no more. You looking real crazy. Mental illness kind of crazy. Slow to evolve kind of crazy. Your mama should have taught you better kind of crazy. Your grandmama should have taught her daughter, who could have taught your ass better, kind of crazy. Bigotry is a learned skill. You fuck with nobody say. You gotta learn to be a bigot. Your mama and daddy teaches you how to be mean to certain demographic of people. For no reason at all. Motherfuckers get off on that shit. And I'm like, a lot of them are like sludge, roly-polies, couch potatoes, like to talk shit behind the computer type of motherfuckers that would never say it in your face type of motherfucker. Bitch, it's gonna be real hard to be giving mercy out here, dude. I'm trying to, now I know ever since I drank that damn frankincense and myrrh tea, like, nigga, because when I saw that video,
Ever since you drank it, what?
my
What's going on?
spirit was like, you need to fuck with that. Like, it was a simple little video she did, because, you know, her video.
What's going
she was
on
talking-
since you drank it?
Dude, I feel different.
Like how? Like,
Nigga, like, my organs is clean. Like, the inside of my body clean. Ain't no codes.
so I wonder if you can put 3 of those in some hot water. I mean, melt it down, pour that in bath water.
For the skin, because the
Yeah.
skin is a living organism too. And that's one way of absorbing it through, I guess, but that ain't what she said. She said you want to get rid of that melangia feeling, that ugh, you know, that all over, ugh. And that's exactly what it is. I don't have that. Now, I'm tired, but I'm mentally tired. My brain is tired. My body, though, is like, nigga, what? Nigga, what? We ready. We ready. Yeah, that's what nigga, what? I guess the best way to explain it, I feel like a nigga jumped in a fountain of youth type shit. I'm stronger. I'm picking up heavy ass shit, and I'm like, that was easy. Like, what the fuck? Like I'm at work yesterday. Like, what the fuck, dude? Let me know in 2 days how you. And it's not it's not energetic. It's not the energy level. It's not. It just feels like, I guess, you know, like with the toilet boy, when you pour the bleach, you clean it out. Yeah, like, you know, remember when I said when I drank it, I was feeling pains and it was hitting me in certain spots of the body. Like maybe those were my problem areas, and that myrrh was like zip, zip. That's what it felt like, dude. Like that myrrh was in my body, zipping out whatever toxins or bad shit that was lodged up in my shit. It was fucking with it. Shoulder, back, side. I'm like, dude, like, and that was like immediately, not immediately, but I would say within an hour after I drank that shit. I felt the body pains, like something was bouncing off the inside of my body, hitting shit. Like, you know, the fucked up shit in my body. Like what the man who fell from Earth did to the daddy when he was with the sclerosis. He touched him and he took that shit and healed the man by taking the shit out of his body, absorbing it. So when you think about it, frankincense and myrrh properties, like, you know, it's porous. You know what I'm saying? Even the rocks are porous. You know? Because I was surprised how easily it melted like that in the heated water. I was like, but it has like a cloudy look to it. And I entitled that video Black Magic with a K on the end, because I was like, whatever the fuck she doing, she said you only need to do it once and you're good. I was like, what? I guess what someone would feel like after they got a colostomy, and I've been and I've been going to the bathroom like a mug with the number 2.
What's a colostomy?
You know when they clean out your intestinals?
You mean a colon clean?
I think they call it a colostomy, when they stick it through your ass and it pulls all the toxins out of your intestines out of your ass.
A colon cleans?
It's a medical term. I think it's called, I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It feels, I guess what the colon cleanser feel like. I feel lighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that heaviness. Like my body was heavy. I don't feel like that no more. My brain tired. It used to be my brain and my body. Now it's just my brain. And you notice, ever since I be, you notice that, right? You're like, your energy, you crunk. That was after I drunk that frankincense and myrrh. I've been on that.
You just had frankincense, you didn't have myrrh.
Oh, well, you know.
You did not have myrrh.
But you can use the concoction of frankincense and myrrh. That's why I was picking through it. The dark was and the light was. I thought the dark one was the myrrh. And
It only had, that bag is only frankincense.
Okay.
I have myrrh.
But them motherfuckers, them people was drinking that shit for medicine back in the day. They had to. They had to. I mean, wasn't no Tylenol. Okay? Wasn't no codeine. Drink you some frankincense. Only 3 stones, though. Don't put like a handful of that shit in the water. 3 stones. And it's funny how she said only 3. I ain't gonna say it's funny, but it's like the number 3 stands out. Yeah, it feels like a colon cleanse. That's exactly what it feels like. You're gonna be boo-booing and stuff and everything. Watch. It's gonna be, not firm. So this is gonna be like, I'm like, this shit is like pushing shit out. So yeah, that might be why I feel lighter too.
So are you doing this on melanated people or you back on the crack and stuff?
I'm on my shit. I'm using premise. So when I do that, it'll connect to YouTube, but it's private until I put it public. They won't make it public on YouTube. I gotta go in and do that.
What about melanated people?
I don't know what happened to that live with melanated people. When I ended it, it didn't end. It was like I was trying to stop it, and it was like it kept going. So I don't know if it even worked. I don't even know if it even worked because I had no way to go back to watch it. So I think I gotta renew my subscription over there. You know what I'm saying? Because they did send me an email. I was like, yeah, y'all ain't gonna see me here for me until payday, so I'll get one tomorrow. They desperately trying to hold on to that motherfucker too. Bills gotta get paid. I got people that's working on that site doing it as a volunteer. Just because they down for the cause, Some of the motherfuckers are demanding financial support. It runs different, it's better. They got a lot more stuff going on now with it. So you can tell it's been upgraded since I started on there. So all I know is it's been progressively getting better and better and better. And I was there with all the kinks and all of that when they were, I donated to them and paid for a yearly subscription. So now I gotta do another yearly subscription. And now that my website and all that is on point, this time around, I'm gonna get that shit straight where people can actually see my shit. And melanated peoples fuck with people in Africa, Ethiopia, everywhere. everywhere somebody blacks, they on the melanated peoples. You ain't just dealing with folks in America. You're dealing with black people everywhere. And there's so many, they gotta separate it. Like, you know, you gotta choose your friend group. Do you want your friend, you know, they divided up by regions. That shit dope. So you can switch it up. Like, you can have access to the African regions and open up your content to them, switch it back over. I mean, they might have changed it since then, since I did my subscription, but I know that's how they did when I first signed up. Like, you had to choose which region you wanted your content to be directed to. Of course, I chose the abroad, you know what I'm saying? Because I had all the Instagram and Facebook attached to America. So I'm like, no, I'm going to use y'all and, you know, throw that pebble out in the pond as far as I can. He has a weird license plate, L11.
You don't see that other L?
But it's only 4. Like, you're supposed to have 7. Or is it 6?
You don't have to have 7 if you pay for it.
Wow, I thought you had to have the amount and wasn't no just, oh, I want to put a T on there. I ain't going to do that. I guess you can. I guess that makes sense. You're paying for it. I'm too old to have a personalized plate. I've been there, done that. I'm too old for that right now. Because having a specialized plate does identify you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knew Special Cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I had a lowrider truck. With all the bells and whistles, nigga, pimped out by the Mexicans. This was before pimping my car. Nigga, the Mexicans pimped my fucking lowrider out. Okay? And sorry, my creation. Thank you. Thank you. Balling working for Maryland, working for Uncle Sam. Shit, living with Granny and working for the government, nigga, I was balling. I've been there, done that. I got old and like, what happened? I just think the frequency was different. To hear somebody black shoot another black person was like, what? You didn't start hearing that until like 11th grade. Because, you know, the guy on my shot by mistaken identity because his brother was a, you know, street boy. And they thought he was his brother. And he died due to mistaken identity, and his personality was very unique. He was one of them kind of dudes, you know. Rippled through the neighborhood because everybody, he was last. Way too soon like that. Like I said, he was crazy. He was from Detroit. He was crazy. He was all that.
Well, if he was crazy, then no.
No, not crazy, like killing people and hurting people. He was silly, funny, animated, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but crazy, like, you know, maybe crazy isn't that the word, maybe I should, daring, maybe I should say more like he was daring, adventurous, you know, he would do shit first and then everybody be like, oh, he did it, like, you know, yeah. I used to babysit his little sister. What are you saying? So yeah,
I didn't say nothing.
No, I'm saying it's like out loud, just like yeah, that shit fucked niggas up. That was 11th grade. the beginning of the 11th grade, because I was gone by the end. That might have been the 10th grade. The end of the 10th grade, the beginning of the 11th grade, and I was out of Detroit by the end of the 11th grade. Not because of the violence. That's a whole nother story. Anyway, yeah, his name was Sweetie. We used to call him Sweetie. Dark skin, he was melanated like dark skin. Handsome, fucked up. He could have been somebody great. Nobody will ever know. That's when the frequency started changing. You know, people close to you, were dying in the street because of gunfire. That's when that crack started popping off. So that crack not only took out you, if you were addicted or you were selling it, but took out so many good people. But it ain't nothing like that heroin, though. These young white America is on heroin like black America was on crack. Now, heroin wasn't used by everybody. It was like, you had to be an OG to fuck with some goddamn heroin. Nigga, everybody fucking with that shit. That's the difference. It's like, it used to be like a little subculture, but now it's like everybody doing it? Nah, nigga, that ain't natural.
People doing it?
I mean, when I was working with that Montessori school, no, I don't know, but I've came across young white people who had stories about all their classmates who were dropping dead from using heroin. And this was at the beginning. I'm like, what? 10 people in your class that are dead now? Now I was like maybe, 7? So that was a long time ago. That's how long this heroin been here. This heroin been here for a minute.
Is that the same thing as heroin?
What am I saying? Heroin?
Yes.
Yes, heroin.
You don't have the I in.
Well, heroin. I'll never forget that. She was my assistant. And she was saying, fresh out of high school, maybe 2 years. And she was reminiscing about her brother was a BMX bike stunt guy. He did all that kind of shit, the extremes. That shit was coming into view, that was new. Doing all the extreme shit with the dirt bikes, that was new. And heroin was new. And people was dropping like a motherfucker.
How long you think heroin been around?
Dude, like I said, Nana was 7. She 20 now.
So it wasn't around before that?
No, but I'm saying, it's been around when the soldiers came back with it. So it was a small subject. But, I'm talking about everybody doing it now. It ain't just the poor or people who have no hope or came from war with that shit. It's like everybody doing it now. Rich, poor, young, old. They all doing it. That's why homeboy said, dude, they're so vulnerable right now. Hence why they always hyping up these police shooting to make it seem like they're so fierce. We got to be so fearsome of them. No, dude, that's just a small number of motherfuckers to deal with. The rest of these fat poly-wolies around this motherfucker, useless, nigga, easy game. We worried about the wrong shit. It's a small number of them like that. That's, willing to be body. All of them ain't body. And most of them high on heroin. So there you go. They're youth. The youth that's supposed to fight the wars because they're strong and young and, agile. No, they're all fucked up on heroin. They ain't about to fight nobody's wars. Our youth is more capable of holding some shit down than theirs. And I'm talking about our youth, the bad and the good. The ones that's running around Chicago acting like a fool. Compton acting like... Nigga, our youth is more equipped to handle this shit than theirs. They put those white boys in front of us to make it seem like they're, you know, they're bigger than life. That they're scarier than... You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not the case. They use their media as a tool. Like, ain't nobody scared of y'all. It's like y'all done this shit so much and so old. Like, oh, this is the same gameplay at the same game book. It's predictable now. And it's so funny that we were talking about the other day, like, you know, when I was saying, like, you know, to be halfway conscious is to be basically in a constant rage. Like, why y'all walking, you know, Doug Rice says this in it, why y'all walking around here smiling at motherfuckers? Shit is fucked up. But y'all walking around here smiling and chipping and jiving like shit good? Nah, bro. That's a form of insanity. Mitchie was talking that exact same shit last night. The exact same shit. And the way she was breaking that shit down was like, nigga, that's how these churches need to be talking to their congregation. Like how they use their Fox News and they CNNs and they Don Lemons. We need to be using our churches to be the message boards. Take that 501c off your shit and come black home, okay? Come black home. Sellouts. If you're a church with a 501c, you're a sellout. Period. Blackface. Period. Because you only can do so much. That's just like getting paid by YouTube. You only can say so much. If you get the check by YouTube, you're not going to be able to say what you want to say. And remember we were saying, like, how is she on YouTube talking all this shit?
I don't listen to her, Carol. I do not listen to her because I think she's
not,
an agent.
No, she's not monetized.
I think she's an agent.
She's not monetized.
I still think she's an agent. Sorry.
Charles White, he's not monetized. He'll tell you that. So I'm like, oh, that's the trick. You don't get monetized, you get to say what the fuck you want to say, how you want to say it, when and where you want to say it. But if you get the YouTube check, there's rules to be obliged. You can't say the V word. Okay? But if you're not monetized, you can talk about that shit all day long. So I'm trying to figure out, like, why they fucking with me and I'm not getting no YouTube check. Oh, because my account is connected to that large Facebook account I got on Facebook. That's why. Let me get them numbers I need to take it to the next level with YouTube. And it's gonna be a whole nother ball game. That's why the motherfucker, y'all gonna get sick of me. You gonna get sick of me. Cause I'm like, every time we do a live, I'm sharing that shit everywhere. Every day. Eventually, mother will be like, what the fuck is this chick sharing the same Commute Chronicles? What the fuck is this shit? Let me see what this shit is. It's eventually gonna come to that. tanker drivers. Who the fuck is a tanker driver? The fuck? Damn, you see how low them boat loans is? 2.9%? Is that good or bad?
What are you talking about?
2.99% for a loan. The APR, I think that's pretty good, ain't it? To get a boat? Shit, that might be the best thing to have is a boat. But then I remember it was a zombie movie where they thought the same thing. Oh yeah, we got a houseboat we can go to. But all the zombies that were being killed, when that being killed, they were oblivious to what they were doing. They were all walking into the water. So now the water's all filled with zombies. You can't go nowhere. Because it's like going through sludge because they done put zombies up in that motherfucker. I'm like, nigga, this shit fucked up. That zombie is symbolic, man. We already dealing with zombies. And motherfuckers, take a look. Look at Philadelphia. Look at Philadelphia. That shit worse than the goddamn shit that's in California, dude. Cause see, the one that's in California, that's like what, damn near 10 miles long now.
What are you talking about?
The homelessness and what they call that in Cali. That long, the miles and miles of homelessness.
Skid Row?
Skid Row. Skid Row is the OG homeless. You know, people who were homeless back in the day, and that's just their life, and that's all they know, right? That shit in Philadelphia is the new homeless. Motherfuckers who choose to do heroin on the street all day, every day, and don't give a fuck. They not trying to live and survive out on the street because they have to, and they trying to make sense of it. No, they out there fucked up, high as hell. Cops looking right at them and keep going. Why? Because they white. Now, imagine in the crack era, you ever see a large formation of crackheads in one area, and them motherfuckers didn't get stomped the fuck down. You ain't never see that. A bunch of crackheads in the same place outside doing what the fuck they want to do. But with these white folks, they get to do that.
Oh, that's new. That's a new thing?
They get to do that.
But they white. I don't know
They're
why.
not being
Why
thrown
you
in the
shocked?
jails.
You shocked?
Their families aren't being disrupted.
Ain't
They're
nothing
got, you know.
Nothing new.
So it's like they're out, you know. So that shit in Philadelphia is different from Skid Row. Skid Row, there's an semblance. You know, they have like a you know, a community. They look out for each other. They know what it is. They know we on the street, nigga. This is a certain type of living. This is what you got to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you don't have your drunks and your motherfuckers smoking their weed and might do their little, you know, whatever, from time to time, but that shit in Philadelphia, nigga, that's a whole nother beast. That shit look crazy. That shit look crazy. And it's like, y'all not picking up behind yourselves. Y'all just, it's like litter, filth. Just filth. These motherfuckers are living in filth. It's fucking disturbing, man. That they allow that shit for people to see. Just, you know, just, here you go. You want to smoke your heroin? Come over here. And we not even being allowed to see these little rural towns and what they going through. These little sundown towns where it's just white folks and they don't let the cameras in to show what they going through. Because if it's in Philadelphia, it's over there too. We just don't see that every day. They struggling. Trust and believe. And like Isis, Wisdom, you know, Willis Devereux was talking about the whole karma shit. I mean, no, she wasn't saying it. This other sister was. She was saying, she's saying the shit we're seeing right now with people, whatever their demise is, she's like, I'm sorry, but that's karma. And she says some of them are being taken away purposely so they can fight on a different realm. I'm like, nigga. But my whole hashtag last year was karma coming. Karma coming. That's all I was hashtagging last year. Karma coming. Fuck the aliens, nigga. Karma is coming. Y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna keep doing this shit and that, you know what I'm saying, feel it. Manifested that shit. Karma coming. So, you know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, you know, people died of COVID. What kind of person were you, though? Who were you? What was your soul like for you to be so susceptible to something like that?
Karma deeper than that.
Huh?
Karma is deeper than that.
I know karma deeper than that, but nigga,
There ain't no buds to it. Karma's deeper than that. If you believe in past lives, you got past life karma.
That's what I'm just saying. It's like, you know, we all sad because of COVID. Like, maybe, you know, you got taken out for a reason. That's what I'm saying. And there's more white folks dying from that shit than black folks. They try to make it seem like, you know, we're so, you know, COVID was so rampant amongst us. It's like that was, no, it wasn't. It was tearing y'all asses up. Y'all just wasn't reporting. Y'all was reporting it at first. Y'all was reporting it like that at first, how much they was dropping. Then y'all stopped doing it and put the attention on black people. Because remember, we was walking around like, nigga, maybe being melanated is to our advantage. And then they switched that shit up, and then everything went from black victims. Black, 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 black. What's happening in my job? Everybody coughing. Not sneezing, coughing. The babies, the kids, nigga. Motherfucker step too close, I step back. Like homeboy said, be on guard at all times. We are in a spiritual war. And that's what it feels like. So my back pain that I was feeling, you know, the last couple days, I must have healed because I ain't feeling that shit no more. Thank you, frankincense. I'm like, what? I'm over here doing the snake. I couldn't do that 2 days ago.
But then you had that massage too. Did it crack something?
No, even when you use that thing, it helped temporarily. But like I said, by the time I went to work, even with that Frank, they had that kicked in to the point where it took out the pain. I had to bow down on my first break and take a Tylenol. I'm like, nigga, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to go home.
Bow down. It's a pain relief.
I don't like taking shit like that. I would rather ride the pain And I take Tylenol only, unless I can't deal with it or it's interfering with what I'm trying to do. Which when I was working, it was interfering with me. I'm slinging milk. I can't be having my back fucked up like that. I was trying to do it, and I'm like, no, I gotta take some Tylenol. And it relieved it, where I was able to be a little more mobile. But today, I don't feel nothing at all. And I definitely didn't feel nothing yesterday. Actually, shit was lighter than me. Like, I was picking up shit like it was light. Shit is weird, man. But I'm embracing it. I did have a vanilla shake the other day, so that I'm glad I did it. Like I said, that shit worked. And I wasn't scared to do it. It was like, my spirit was like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, do that shit. Be alright. I don't know if you watch Asian hip-hop dancers, but they do a lot of they call it the tut, when they use their fingers to make shapes and stuff. That shit we saw in everything and everywhere all the time.
So they were doing mudras.
Huh?
Mudras.
Yeah, doing that mudra shit. And I'm like, they be doing that. I'm like, they hip-hop, they got like a little sector of hip-hop dancers that they call it tucky. Which is kind of crazy. And they use their fingers that creates geometrical
They're doing mudras.
Yeah, that's exactly what they doing. That's exactly what they doing, dude. And that should be sweet. I'm like, dude, you should then I follow a young Asian dude.
This is a mudra.
Yeah. Them Asians, them little Asian little pop groups. It's a guy be studying their moves and shit and how their culture is and how they be acting on stage and everything, and they be doing that. I just saw a picture where the bitch had her fingers like this, and he had it circled, like he was like, "Look," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's a movement.
She had her fingers just like that. There was another video chick.
The one that Jay always claimed Jay-Z doing with the pyramids. Those are mudras.
Right.
And certain stuff you got to do and visualize when you do those.
And it's crazy. And that picture with New Era Detroit, when we took the family picture, and me and Nana I was on one end, and Nana was on the other end, and my hands were like this.
You need to look up the mudra.
I don't know why. My hands just fell, and that's how my hand is in the picture. And I got it like this, and I'm like, why did I do that? Like, that's it. But that shit looks sweet as hell, though. So maybe I gotta look that shit, but it was like, I had it like this.
Yeah, because some mudras you're not supposed to do.
But it felt natural, that's what I did. So, I'm not trying to be evil, so whatever the fuck I was doing.
Evil is just energy.
Whatever I was channeling, got channeled. That was a beautiful night.
You gotta, some energy is destructive. Yes, there's some mudras that tell you, like, don't do this one.
I've seen that done before, though, too. So I've seen it. So it's like, I don't think I did anything bad. But I just noticed, like, I did that. My hands were like this. And I guess if somebody was to look at that, they would be like, what's she doing with her hands? You know what I'm saying? I know that's what somebody's saying. They looking at that picture and like, What's she doing with her hand?
Somebody know what that emoji is. What?
I need to know what it is, nigga. I just did that shit organically. That was organic. It wasn't like, oh, let me pose like that. It was just like, nigga, I was relaxed like that. And that picture came out dope as fuck. I had my hand like this. And then I got another picture where I got my fist up. Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's crazy because the wind ain't even fucking blowing.
Like,
there's no energy.
Yeah, no energy on that shit. Just laying flat. Wow. If they doing that, they need to put the RBG flag up there too now. Come on now. Time you get some more masses in a minute.
I got some.
Oh, okay, still. Oh, well, all right, y'all. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the page, to the channel. Share the video. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Peace. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna listen to some Doug Rice. I ain't gonna turn off just yet. I'm gonna get his rant up in there. Get him some morning gospel. Some Mr. Nancy in the morning. Oh yeah, and correction. Mr. Nancy said, embrace your anger, not the fear. I had that fucked up on the other live the other day. Embrace your anger. Anger is a tool. You can use anger to get you through some shit. And figure out some shit and strategize some shit. Have a good day, baby.
Fucking up. I know what.
She put 4 sugars in yours?
It say 4 sugars on it.
Wow. Dumb bitch. He opened that bitch every day. How you fucking up his shit? She might have just wrote it on there like and thought it was putting it on mine and made a mistake and just put it on yours. I know, but she might have wrote it on there.
Alright, see you later, baby.
Bye. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
The globe and see the rich, diverse civilizations that exist and have existed for years until one day somebody came up with an idea. What a peculiar idea, what a strange notion. A caste system which says the lighter, the better, the darker, the lesser. And that construct encircled the globe conquest and slavery of a specific group of individuals. And dare I say that perhaps that time of enslavement may have come to an end. And so, is there a need for the construct of color any longer? You gotta ask yourself, fuck else do we need more? I mean, that whole construct was designed to keep Negroes enslaved, Hebrews. If you don't look at the history, all you have to do is look at it. Before race, there was tribe, location, geography, culture. Suddenly, nondescript individuals devoid of melanin and common sense pop up and begin to construct this thing called race. And this thing called race has served its purpose. It's no longer needed. Now you gotta understand, if you don't need the construct of race any longer, well, that's bad news for some folks. So, here's what I'm watching. They're fighting over this construct they've created. They're strangling themselves with this thing they call race. They want so desperately to be at the top. But the top is not where you are. And the realization of your position is now suddenly dawning on you. And I know it's a shock to your weak systems, but listen, it'll all be over soon. And you're looking at the face of the future. That hurt, huh? So you might want to reconsider casting it all away for a construct soon to be deconstructed and discarded. Anyway, I thought that would be entertaining. Good morning, boys! That's who I am, sweet you did. You looking at me? Folgers. Always there, slide that Folgers right up there, huh? You know that Folgers is something else. Don't get it twisted, okay? Some coffee black with one sugar will do wonders for your knees. That's a key. Oh, that's good shit. Man, do you know coffee? Alright, how's everybody doing? 6:57 in the morning. It is, I believe, Tuesday. Tuesday, the 7th of June, 2022. And the news, my friends, continues. My God, they don't like Joe Manchin. What's the like? I mean, Joe Manchin, that's a powerful, powerful Democrat, Republican Democrat. I don't fucking care what he is. I could care less. It's all the same, folks. And he's gotten rich, baby, while his state is like the poorest state of condition that any American can imagine. And his wealth has given him power, and his power has given him influence, and his influence, I believe, has driven him crazy. I think they're all driven mad by this shit. I mean, you gotta understand, what they're doing makes no sense. They're purposefully fucking up. These are the folks that chose the construct. Those folks are deeply embedded in the government here. I mean, you'd think Joe Manchin would be interested in promoting and producing and, I don't know, fomenting the wonderful culture he may stem from, but no. He's cast that aside, thrown his lot in with the greedy despots that also propagate and promote this construct. Color, race. What a thing! And it's driving them mad. It's driving them absolutely mad. We're gonna make some points here. Black news. Here we go. So you know what I do? Look up Black news, search term. It's another construct, but I gotta use something. And I come up with some interesting stuff. This, I believe, is the most interesting. This guy, what's his name? So a Trump endorsed Senate candidate. Here's what he does. He says he blames gun violence on black people, frankly.
Oh, wow.
That's what the dude said. This is what he said. And you should see this dude. So Blake Masters, whom former President Donald Trump recently endorsed for Senate in Arizona, my state, said during a podcast earlier this year that black people, quite frankly, are responsible for America's gun violence problem. This is what he said. He actually allowed those words to slip out of his nondescript mouth and into a recorded device where it can be played back over and over again ad infinitum. His expressed disdain for everything black. I wonder what he thinks now. He said that on April 11th. Since then, we've had two walk into public places and do away with innocent life. I'm wondering if somebody stuck a mic in this man's mouth right now, would he say the same thing, or would he have an adjustment to his attitude? I don't think so. You need to understand they have this blame game ready. They're primed to do this thing, whatever it is they want to do. And as they act out their monstrosity, their need to express their schadenfreude, to satisfy, to satiate their fucking need for violent expression, you understand this is how it propagates. Gun violence they talk about, and it's moving toward us. The aim is us. They'll do whatever they need to each other. They're ready. And I will tell you, Hebrews, they are going to blame us for their ugliness. And they're going to come at us. That's all they want to do. They want to be as ugly as humanly possible. If you don't believe me, look across the Atlantic at their kin. Their claimed kin. They're ready. All right, Blake Masters, huh? Oh, the vote he's going to get. Trump endorsed Senate candidate, blames gun violence on black people. Well, I didn't know. Moving on. Hey, all right. Well, you've done my shit. I do this every morning because I'd started this on January 6, 2021. When I watched Caucasity lose its rabbit-ass mind live and in color, knowing nothing would become of it, understanding that there'd be slaps on the wrists for shit on the walls. And I continue to do this because Hebrews must know there's nothing to smile about in this country. You know, we amongst ourselves share the warmth of one another's gaze and smile, but in the public forum, please hold back that smile. Don't freely give that warmth, that energy that is Negro energy. They pay through the nose for that shit. Might as well keep it to your damn self.
Exactly.
We're going. All right, Georgetown law professor who said Biden was picking a quote-unquote lesser black woman for the Supreme Court resigns after 4 months. So a Georgetown law, listen to this. What's fucked up is this dude taught law at Georgetown and held the opinion that black women, black anything, is lesser. They're everywhere. They're in your financial institutions, your educational institutions. Most importantly, motherfuckers with this opinion that grin and cheese and Negro faces are everywhere holding that opinion while smiling at you. You know, how many Negro children did this Georgetown law professor look at? How many Negro women taught in his school did he stare at while teaching, all the while holding the opinion that he's looking at lesser? You go fuck yourself. Still grinning. There's a problem. There's a problem, and the problem is us. At least that's how they're going to paint it. You better wake the fuck up. Everywhere I look, we're the problem. In their minds, it associates itself with us. We're a problem. I have no idea how this turned out. I don't know how this came about, but look at the consistency of what I'm saying. One of them just blamed gun violence on us. What next? What next will be Negroes' fault? And isn't the blame game what they do? Isn't that what it is all about? Isn't that how pre-Nazi Germany developed the blame game? Always a scapegoat. It's never their fault. It's always the fault of others. Let me tell you something, folks. They're going to take out their aggression. They're going to take out all the things they've held in for too long. They're going to express that shit, and it's coming fast. And I pity any Negro with a smile on his goddamn face when shit hits the fan.
Exactly.
Alright, let's continue. Hey, it's the Doug Rice Show. Oh, the Doug Rice Show. $3 million settlement reached in lawsuit over black man fatally shot by North Carolina deputies. And peel off the reparations. You know, that's the only way we get reparations in memoriam. You know what I mean? I mean, that's when they want to fucking pay us, son. Dear God, the purse strings just snatch the fuck open and the money just pours the fuck out. You think they give us a little of that cash before they decide to murder us? Maybe I'm reaching. Good Lord, what the fuck? Really? 3 mil? Wow. We could use that shit. Really? Because you're murdered. Give him 3 million. I mean, you know, just the caucasity of that entire framework. I mean, you've got to understand. Like, you know, you do this to us. You do this and then pay. And thoughts and fucking prayers. How much will Buffalo give? What price are we putting on Negro lives these days? 3 million. Good Lord, that's a lot of money. Let's continue. Oh, Wells Fargo. Ah, wow. So, you know, you put 10 black homeowners, Negro homeowners, in front of Wells Fargo to approve or disapprove. You can count on just about 50% of those suckers to go bye-bye. 5 will fly away. Just a hard pass, that's it. Wells Fargo is taking a hard pass on 53% of black mortgage applicants just because it says Negro. Now let me tell you something. The whole construct of this shit is built into everything you do. Every fucking application that matters will ask your ethnic background, will talk about that racial construct. Why? You can choose to either answer it or not answer it. And that makes it somewhat either, you know, important or non-important. Listen, you don't have to answer this question, but what color are you? We're not going to use that information to make any decision. And how long have we been falling for that shit? You know what you do? You mark Caucasian on that motherfucking thing.
Yeah.
Let's continue the price. Alright, yeah. Dr. Preston. Good Lord, every time I read that, it bothers me. And I got the Trump-backed Senate candidate blames gun violence on black people. Now, this was reported yesterday, but he did it on the 21st of April. So he said this prior to the two heinous heinous actions of confused and frightened males that were not us, that were not black people. And I'm trying to figure out if there were any way to just talk to this guy now. Would he have an adjustment to his attitude? Would there be a bit of contrite reflection? No? Yeah, I didn't think so either. What the fuck we talking about? Alright! Alright, hey, so, Louisiana. How y'all doing? What up? You know, I've never been to Louisiana. It's a big state, right? It's pretty big enough, right? It's big as New Jersey. But I guess they had a congressional map. One congressional map in Louisiana that the GOP has determined that there's one district that represents Negroes in Louisiana. Just one. You understand, the judge rejects the Louisiana congressional map with only one black district. Where do you think you are? Where do you think you are? Hebrews! As you sit there, as you listen to me, as we commiserate together one another, where do you actually think you are? You think you're somewhere where everything's cool. Nothing is cool here, man. Nothing is fucking cool here, and it's getting warm. Don't forget to vote. You better not fucking vote. My goddamn business. All right, let's continue. Or let's not. So check this out, man. I found this interesting. So a court issues a no-contact order against, let me just rephrase this, Sheriff Ed Troyer, and what the sheriff of this particular place was doing, he was harassing a black newspaper carrier. The sheriff. The court had to issue, now you need to hear me, the court had to issue a no-contact order against the sheriff, citing unlawful harassment of who? Who is he harassing? He's harassing a black newspaper carrier. I mean, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Have you completely lost your goddamn mind? What does the newspaper get? What is it? There's only... let's read. So, a Pierce County judge Monday issued an anti-harassment order against the fucking sheriff, Pierce County Sheriff Ed Troyer, requiring him to stay 1,000 feet from a black newspaper carrier for 1 year, citing continued incidents of unlawful harassment. These motherfuckers are so in a goddamn feeling. And this clown is a sheriff with a gun.
Exactly.
The ruling came in a virtual hearing on whether to extend the temporary anti-harassment order that had been filed last month. He's been doing this for them. I just don't understand what in God's, I mean, the man's like, I just don't feel safe. Wow. I'm just, you know, listen, folks, when I talk about bringing it in, these are the reasons. Now, you expect a sheriff to act like Andy Griffith, right? Right? 3 black people. Andy Griffith, everybody knows who they are. Everybody's seen the 3 black people like Andy Griffith. We all hope that, you know, we encounter an Andy Griffith type sheriff. Instead, we kind of get a bold, I don't know, whatever the fuck his name was, that kind of sheriff, prone to beat you with a stick or some shit over a bridge. But I need you to understand, this is happening in 2022.
Exactly.
When this man obviously was going to visit his father. His father was ill, Alzheimer patient. He was delivering a newspaper to his father. And the guy just got mad upon sight of a Negro. I'm trying to get you to understand There's no reason to start grinning and skinning in the faces of these beings that get so vibrationally disoriented and angry upon sight of us. For God's sake, what the fuck is your problem that when you gaze upon one of us, you are moved to violent action? Are you okay? Are you all fucking okay? Do they even know they do this shit? I said it yesterday, how many of us have had that uneasy moment where we've come across a few of them that are somewhat less developed in their opinion of others. And you are, for a moment, in their gaze and perhaps at their mercy where they are making some decision as to what they will do upon sight of them. And every Negro in America has felt that uneasy moment. We come across one of these individuals that has something on their